Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Ruiguo. We will continue our conversation with Dr. Ching-Tarng Hsieh, who is currently a director at the Industrial Technologies Research Institute here in Taiwan, and also the director of the WiMAX Forum here in Taiwan office. Dr. Hsieh, we understand that you work over 15 years at the Bell Laboratories and also Lucent Technologies in the U.S. Before coming back to Taiwan.
Yes.
Can you then share with us what's the difference or the similarities of working in the U.S. as a leading expert on communications technology and also now back in your native Taiwan and working for the Industrial Technologies Research Institute?
Okay. Well, I think a similarity is I am still working on telecom or ICT industry.
Okay.
Working on research and development.
Okay.
In that sense, it's very similar. I think that that's why I wanted to come here to Taiwan to do, to contribute to the Taiwan industry.
Yeah, and also continue
with my the area.
Yes.
In terms of differences, I think of course environment is different. Okay. But I think it's in Bell Labs there are a lot of good experts and also Nobel Prize winners in Taiwan. So a lot of experts in Bell Labs. And also in Bell Labs, everything is well defined. They have a fixed, defined process to follow to guarantee the product quality.
Yes.
Imagine that in the 5 years a switch.
Yes.
There are millions of lines in the system.
Indeed.
And the many versions inside, and the people are working for the software you deliver to the customer, and for software you're still developing in a system, all in together. So you need to have very strong, very strict rules in order to maintain the quality. Okay. Yes. So the work in Bell Labs is well defined. Everybody responsible for its own part of the work assignment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But of course in Taiwan it's more more responsibility.
Yes.
Okay, much busier. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So in the people say you want to have a job that close to home and pay more and less work.
Yes.
Coming back to Taiwan is
it's
on
not
the contrary. On the contrary. Okay, but of course in Taiwan, the advantage is this Taiwan is my hometown. Okay,
yes,
so I know people here, and I can contribute more. Okay, I can have influence and see some result and some achievement, and probably feel happier here. Okay.
Yes, you have more sense of identification.
Exactly. Yes.
And Dr. Hsieh, we understand that Bell Laboratory is one of the leading research laboratories in the world, not only in the U.S. And they attract, of course, talents from all over the world, not only from Taiwan, other areas, like India and Japan. All the top research, people are actually, conversion in the Bell Lab. So it is, somewhat of a prestigious position in, be able to work in the Bell Laboratories and continue doing your research. And it was, was it very difficult for you to make that decision to leave, Bell Lab and come back to Taiwan, in that sense?
Well, actually not, because I have, wider areas of interest.
Okay.
So as I said, in the job in Bell Labs, well defined.
Yes, very probably focused.
Yeah, focus on one area.
Well defined.
Yes. But I have multiple interests. So in Taiwan, I'm able to do research at ITRI.
Yes.
And then I have a lot of interaction with government agencies, universities, and other private industries.
Yeah.
I can teach at universities.
Yes.
So in that sense, it's kind of interesting because you're able to get involved at the very beginning of a project, and all the way to the end, and promoting the industry, and working with international organizations and companies in order for the good of the industry. So different perspective.
Yeah, and also probably a bigger sense of accomplishment working here in Taiwan.
Yes.
But Dr. Hsieh, you're a leading researcher in the communications technology area. Do you think that in Taiwan, working as a researcher, do you get enough support, enough help, enough assistance from the government or from private sources to continue your research?
Well, I think of course the resource is always not enough. Right?
Yes.
But I think in terms of performing my job, I got
all the support.
All the support. By sufficient. I think it's and I think also the kind of job I'm doing and promoting the industry is very important for the industry. That's why I think I thank the government agencies providing resource.
Yes.
And I think that it's important to the industry.
Yes. And we also know that Dr. Hsieh, you teach part-time at the National Ching-Tarng University, and you must relate to your students and then try to discover what their visions are for their career and future interest. Do you think that we're getting enough younger people, younger students, who are interested in terms of the continued research and development in Taiwan, especially in the telecom the sector?
Well, I think that's part of the reason why Ching-Tarng University requested ITRI to offer a course at the university.
Yes.
So I'm offering YMEC system course in Ching-Tarng University.
Yes.
And I found it very interesting because I started teaching last year, and then one of my students got a summer intern job right after the class.
Okay.
So I think it's the purpose of the class is not just to teach the technology or theory. It provides the technology, some basic, and also provides a perspective, from industry.
Yes.
So the students can have,
exposure
to that, and also to see how really, technology is used, how it impacts, people's everyday life, and how it's, it's used, globally in the world.
Yes.
So I think that students can have, better understanding and maybe, better prepared for their job, their career in the future.
Yes. And what would be your recommendations that, since you have worked both in the US and in Taiwan, what would be your recommendations in terms of how can we here in Taiwan improve our R&D environment to make sure that Taiwan stays ahead of other competitors technologically?
But I think it's international cooperation is very important.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I think, on one hand, we should continue with putting more resource in R&D, and also I think there's also an advantage of by sending the student overseas to study, and to learn advanced technology, and also to give the student a different perspective, international perspective, vision.
Yes.
That I think will be beneficial in the long run to the student, and also through the international collaboration. I think that's a way, maybe a good way to enhance technology development in Taiwan, in a quicker way.
Of course, and but you look at the competitors possibly in China in the future, because China is so big.
Yes.
If they get 0.1% of their student population doing the same kinds of things that we do here in Taiwan, that will create some pressure, some competition for us. Then what would you recommend to younger students who might be watching our program, if they're interested in terms of science and technology and continue research in the telecom sector? What would what would be your recommendations in terms of how can they best prepare themselves, other than what you mentioned on international cooperation? How can they prepare themselves for the future challenges?
Well, I think it's on one hand, know what technology can do and how it can affect your everyday life.
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be more. You know more about what's ahead in the future. In terms of preparing for a career, I think it's just try your best, right?
Okay.
There's no point in worrying about your competitor or student in China, right? Just try your best, and I think that's actually that's what I always told my son.
Yes.
Just try your best. That's only the only thing I can.
That's the best that
expect.
Anybody can expect.
I can ask from my student.
Yes, but Dr. Hsieh, you've been a telecommunication researcher all your career so far. And then I know being in the research area, it takes a lot of unique qualities For example, you need to stay focused. You need to, be able to enjoy your work.
Yes.
Because oftentimes you are confined and locked up in your laboratory and doing the research. What would be some of the qualifications that, that a researcher needs to have in order to be successful in the continued research of his, interest?
Well, I think he has to be focus, and also be interested, interest in your topic.
Okay.
And I also have the right attitude, and keep on trying,
exactly.
persistent.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think you need to be a genius,
no.
But you need to be to have the right attitude, focused, and make you always be curious. Always try to learn things. Okay, new stuff. Okay.
Gives you that motivation.
Exactly. I think that's what I'm doing. I came back to Taiwan for 8 years.
Yes.
And when I went back to US last week, they say, you were busier, but you look younger. I think one thing I learned is be curious, okay, and try to learn new stuff, new things, and keep you abreast of new technology development.
So that is the secret of you, staying young.
I think whatever you do, just try your best.
Yeah, enjoy what you do. That's very important.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to take another short break, and we'll be right back to our program, where we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Ching-Tarng.